Are we going to Valhalla or back to Hellfire and the center of the earth? Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Simon. Welcome to Blockchain Yeti YouTube channel. Here we talk about everything related to crypto, blockchain, NFT, and DeFi. In today's video, we have a very special case, one that for some can be very controversial, but still one project that is dear to my heart. Not because of exceptional financial result, but because I've seen the team work tirelessly through hardship, betrayal, and difficult market conditions. I love the DeFi industry and its people, but I also believe that we don't give enough credit to long term commitment, transparency, and hard work a team can make. This is why I find the Thorfi case so interesting. For the sake of transparency, I must mention that this video is not sponsored, but I'm financially invested in the Thorfi protocol. Don't worry, this piece of content is written from a mostly neutral and factual perspective, but be aware I could be slightly biased. I must also make a disclaimer that I'm not your financial advisor. Please don't invest money you can't lose. Do your own research and don't invest in something because someone on the internet is talking about it. Thank you. Back in early December 2021, Thor Finance has been founded by Mdal and Preacher as a node protocol, more exactly, a fork of Ring Financial on the AVAX blockchain. The goal was to offer high yield in their native token, the Thor token, while building a treasury and financing a play to earn game project that came a bit later down the road called Guardian of Asgard. One of the aspects that Thorfi did better than almost any other DeFi project is building a community. They built a 50,000 plus member Discord community, plus a huge social media following in a very short period of time for the best and the worst. Before we start going in depth, I would like to talk to you about the DeFi node model. It was a model that became very popular from late 2020 to mid 2022. The idea was that you will buy a node. The node that you bought will equal a position inside the DeFi project, but this position will give you a fixed passive income. The project administrator then were supposed to invest that money in different way to create yield for node owner, or we can also call them the investor. Sadly, because of the fixed return nature of most of these projects, it was financially unsustainable and they were all ending taking up money from one investor to yield the other. That's what we call Ponzinomic. Ponzinomic quickly became the number one problem that people behind this kind of project and the DeFi node sphere tried to fix, but most of them completely changed their model or ended up closing shop. The most notable project of that era being Strong Node, Kubo Node, Red Light Node District, The Tavern, and of course Thorfi, or Thor Financial as it was called at the time. Finally, the DeFi node should not be mistaken for the real node like a DAG node, a Phantom node, ETH node, and the other functional node. In its first couple of weeks, the token was pretty stable between high of around $350 and low of around 250. Sadly, after about the fourth month, the node model, like we saw in many other projects, seems to be unsustainable. And then we saw a sudden drop to $100 per token, then to $50 per token, then $25 per token. We thought that it was the end, but no, finally, as of today in 2023, the price is sub $1, ranging around the 25-cent mark per Thor token. Quite obviously, it made a lot of people from the Thorfi community to simply leave the boat, and some going as far as calling it a scam. If you bought at all-time high, I'm sorry for your loss. If we talk about fact, or scam, there is no blatant proof on chain or off chain that shows that the Thorfi team committed any kind of scam or rug toward their investor. It was simply hundreds of thousands of nodes that have been part of an ecosystem constantly producing millions of Thor token for the node holder Thor token not having significant utility yet simply got sold or dumped on the market, causing for catastrophic negative price action that we mentioned earlier. With that kind of price action with their token, it would almost have been expected for the Thorfi team to just give up on the project and move to something else, like most of the Node project did. But they decided to stay and keep building the project until it became profitable for everyone involved. Even though it is not financially viable for the short term, I see Thorfi action as something productive and positive for the whole DeFi ecosystem. It is a new industry. We got to go through trials and error, and I believe that Thorfi is on the first line. For this reason, I think even though they're not perfect, they're taking a lot of shit, and Thorfi has not enough praise for what they're doing good compared to so many projects running out with a bag. But someone has to do it. Mistakes have to be made, so things go forward. And I believe that the Thorfi team has been good at making some mistake that made them and the industry go forward. So if one thing that Thorfi is good at is at failing forward. I know something about it. My whole life and career has been about that. And it is at this moment in the video that we will see the Thorfi team pivoting in multiple functional projects in DeFi, play to earn, and blockchain infrastructure niche with the goal of redemption and building value for the investor and the community. And the hope of making a profitable, long-term, sustainable ecosystem. Well, that's a lot of buzzword to say. At least they keep trying. God of Asgard was announced March 1st, 2022. God of Asgard was supposed to be, at first, a battle royale play to earn inspired by Viking mythology, so it will have been a Fortnite meet Viking mythology. Sadly, it did not exactly happen that way, and then we got server game that was more close to Elden Ring than a real battle royale. The graphics were decent, but the game was filled with glitch. The Thorfi team and the God of Asgard team could not agree on the term of their contract and were unsatisfied with the product that they got served. The community was mad, so for this reason and many other reasons, they cut tie with the project. After asking to Luki, the Thorfi community manager, it told me that the Thorfi team has cut all tie with the God of Asgard team. For them, it's a dead and buried project and there is no plan for reunification. But I believe on the long term, it is for greater good because there is no point in dumping millions of dollars of your investor and a project that is going nowhere and a team that are not able to go to completion. Now, to this day, from what I understand, the God of Asgard project has been taken by another team and is going somewhere. It could be worth making a video specifically on them later on. What we could call the traditional DeFi node model not being sustainable, the Thorfi team had no choice but to restructure the node model, taking away from it the Emdal and Freya node, leaving only the Thor and Odin node to exist. To my knowledge, over 95% of the people involved with the protocol use Thor or Odin node, so on that, it did not change much, and people with smaller tier node were compensated. But where it changed a lot, maybe too much, but I think if it's for the longevity of the project and it gives them a runway to build something, I guess we can take it. Where the change are the most dramatic, it was in the node reward. For example, an other node went from generating 1.02 token per day to 0.08 token per day. Ouch. On a 2-year expectation runway. This restructuration give the project a 2-year expectation runway. The goal is being to stabilize the Tor token price. Loki, the community manager, is confident that from that point, the reward will only go up. So the good news is that the reward can only go up, or supposed to go up. Well, I hope so. Around May 2022, the Thorfi team partnered with Column 5 for a complete rebranding of the Thor ecosystem, making it more neutral and further from the mythological team branding that they used to show in the earlier day of the project. I find it cool. Of course, as of many people, I think that the branding could be a bit more detailed, a bit more filled up, but I quite like it. I like the dark theme. I like it. But it's a question of taste. Launched in early 2022, the Thorfi staking pool enabled the user to stake AVAX or USDC or some other coin in the pool to get Thor token as a reward. The Thorfi staking pool has been a long-term subproject of the Thor ecosystem and a favorite for some when it comes to long-term Thor token accumulation. That's a great subproject to have and a great way to to stake your coin if you're into the Thor ecosystem. In 2022, in collaboration with Bets World, Thorfi launched their betting suite offering three high-quality, provably fair betting game, where player can bet AVAX or their own Thor token. All the transaction happening on the blockchain that guarantee transparency and fairness to the player. Right now, Thorfi betting suite offer dice, roulette, and coin flip, but more game will be added in the near future. That's what Loki, the community manager, told me. One game that I wish that they had, but maybe that's a pipe dream. I don't know, but it will be poker. I'm a huge poker fan. That will be great to be able to play poker with their native Tor token. It will be one hell of a utility, and you'll see me on the table. On top of all that, of all we just talked, Thorfi also has a well managed treasury. I've been following their treasury progress and their investment for a while, and I can objectively that they've done what I consider to be great investment choice when it comes to crypto investment. Because on June 1st, they hired Kasparov as the treasury manager. Part of the treasury, you can find coins such as Chainlink, Quant, SDL, DAG, Coty, Morpheus, and the newly popular Bitten sensor, or Tau if you prefer. And this actual bear market, the treasury seemed to range between $700,000 and $1 million. But if they can make it to the bull market, I will not be surprised, and this is only my personal opinion, that this treasury can easily 10x, and if we have a very long term outlook, 100x. In order to reduce the sell pressure, the Thorfi team created a fully trustless non-custodial peer-to-peer order box, a bit like a central exchange but without all the centralization. An internal marketplace where users can transact Tor token between each other without affecting the market. The OTC that Thorfi created is not just a simple OTC, but a whole platform that can be sold as a service to other protocol looking for that kind of service, thus monetizing the technology developed by Tor. I tried it once, it worked well, it's a great services, and I hope that many other projects adopt it. Capsule Marketplace is the first of many major products that's coming from the Thorfi team onwards. Capsule Marketplace is a gamified NFT marketplace that claims to set new standard for digital creativity. It enables users to collect and trade the final's digital art and connect with others on a seamlessly innovative marketplace. Part of the Thorfi ecosystem, Capsule Marketplace was created to become the biggest NFT marketplace on the AVAX blockchain and also a way for Thorfi to generate yield for node owners. Now, do you see the theme where I say that I believe they're creating an ecosystem? That's where I see it, but Capsule, that's a big part. From what we saw, the launch was a bit rocky, but they are correcting their mistake, fixing bug. It's all right. I've not tried it yet, but it seems like a great idea and a great product. Have you tried a Capsule Marketplace? Let me know in the comment. I'm curious to know about your experience with it. And finally, the last project or sub project, shall I say, from the Thorfi team, the Thorfi subnet. The subnet will be a blockchain inside a blockchain, if you want to simplify it. Thorfi just announced their subnet in collaboration with Chainstack. The subnet will be Thorfi ecosystem network and will offer the possibility of using Tor token as the gas token. So we will be burning Tor for gas. That's a good thing for press action. We believe this is the future of Tor, and the Tor First Subnet aim to create a hub for Web3 gaming, digital creativity, and all the developer to build easily on their platform. Again, we saw with Capsule.gg, we saw a team, I think they might be building a whole damn ecosystem. They're building something huge. Forget price action for a moment. That sounds interesting. Treat it as I like to see it at this point as a new product, as a new project, because they're really out there building. Now, let's continue to see what they have to offer. Even though some people try to make the Thorfi team talk about Project Z, it's been the most secretive project this far from the Thorfi team. It's always presented as something huge, something big. The only detail that we have is that we will know more in a certain future. And man, I want to know. I really want to know. I have no clue what Project CE is. I've got no alpha on it. But if you have any info, let me know, I guess. But it will look like that it's something to be excited about. Can't wait to hear more about it. And finally, it will not make a great, honest, and objective video if I will not cover the controversy around Thorfi. The biggest there is many smaller controversies, some that make a bit of sense, some that doesn't make sense at all. I will say most of them, but the one that is more worth mentioning, and I think it's worth opening a discussion on it, is the case of salary. It's well known that the Torque team gave themselves a salary. If you look through the blockchain, you can see that some team member receive a salary. They are not precise on what kind of salary they receive or who receive what, but they agree on that point that the team receives salary. I have a mixed opinion on it. Myself, I've worked on many business projects and I decided to take a salary myself only when it was well profitable. But I can understand the advantage of giving salary to their team, that it enabled them to recruit professional and to build with competent people that are not just there for the sweat equity, but people that have a job, that have stake in the game, and that must produce every day because it's their main occupation. So I see both sides. If it will be my project, I will only accept to take a salary once it becomes profitable, but I can understand why a project do that. It is one of the most controversial aspects of Thorfi, if it should be controversial. That's another point that I will be really curious to learn about what you guys think in the comment below about this point, because I think it's a point not to be mad about, but that's a point that is worth opening a discussion on it and seeing what you guys think about this philosophy of taking a salary. I think if it enabled them to bring professional on board, I'm good with that. But I'm open to discuss it. Let's go. I don't believe the Torfy team to be perfect. Far from it. I think that they made many mistakes that could have been avoided. I believe that they jump on the early DeFi node model without too much calculation or consideration for what will happen in the event of a bear market like we're living right now. A lot of people lost money investing in the TorFi protocol. I also believe that the TorFi team will have benefited to surround themselves with senior advisor regarding their tokenomics and some of their business choice. Legal advisor also would have been great for them in certain cases. But the way I like to see it is that we don't lose unless we give up. To me, with all the experience I have in life and business, I believe that the Thorfi team has the perfect setup for a comeback. As long as the team keep working on and innovating. Instead of complaining about token value, I prefer to look at the glass all full, see all the assets they have built, experience they have acquired, and hope for the best for the future. As long as they keep channel of communication open with the community and that they are transparent, I will keep my hopes up. After all the digging that I've done about Thorfi, I realized that Thorfi is not just another DeFi node protocol transforming itself in a new, more sustainable model, but it's the birth of a whole new ecosystem that will soon give tool and mean for developer to create around this ecosystem. If the Thorfi vision goes to completion, it could become something as big, if not bigger, as the AVAX blockchain itself. Of course, that's a huge order to fill up, but what if? Worst case scenario, it ended up being one huge DeFi experiment that will have paved the way for a future project, and I would have been glad to be part of it. I understand that in traditional business or in DeFi, not all projects end up in glorious success. This is why we only invest what we can afford to lose and that we diversify. But for the moment, as long as there is still life in the project, that Loki and the community continue to do weekly AMAs, that they keep moving forward on their roadmap, I'll be on the sideline cheering for them and the Thorfi team. Thank you. Thank you for watching. I hope that you like this video. If you appreciate the video, don't hesitate to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe. We're still a very young YouTube channel. It makes a world of difference for us when you do so. I wish you a great day and be safe in DeFi.